Hey everybody, this is Graven, coming here to show the Dungeons & Dragons community a fabulous resource website that I utilize on the regular for any of my spellcasters. This is DND-spells.com, and it has every available spell, with the exception of the spells that have come out most with the most recent book for the Chronomancer and Echo Knight that just came out today, I believe. So hopefully this website will be updated to include those later on. But this is a great resource in order to create spell books, so that way you can save a certain amount, certain spells to any particular character. At which point you can have multiple spell books available, one for each character if you have a lot of campaigns, or you simply just like to create characters like everybody in our community does. So first things first that I would recommend is to register an account. Simple tidbits: name, email, password. That's about it. It's a free website. Don't have to pay for anything. Um, you, and then this will include, as I said before, it includes all current official spells up until Eberron, I believe, is the most recent, the last War of Eberron book that came out. It has all spells up to there. Uh, so to get started, I'm going to go ahead and log in right away since I've already got an account in. Now, once you're in, if you already have a character in mind, you're already working on one, and you need to start that spell book, you can click on this big blue and white button here. It looks like a power button. And go to Manage Spell Books from his drop down. Now, I've already got a bunch of books already come up because I got a lot of characters already. But I'll go ahead and start up a new one so you can see how it works. I'll go ahead and, well, Lep here is the one I just made new, so I'm going to go ahead and redo him real quick. So, first thing you do is select the class. Unfortunately, they have yet to update the website to include the Artificer class, so it will not auto-filter spells that are specifically related to the Artificer, but all their spells are currently in there. So, my character Lep, however, happens to be a bard, so I'm going to go ahead and make a spell list for him. Now, the first option here for the check marks is to import spells selected for that class. What that means is it's going to automatically port every single spell for the bard into my spell book. Now, if I were a 20th level bard, sure, why not? But I'm not. So I'm going to uncheck that, as, which is more benefit. That's something like that is more beneficial for, say, clerics who would actually have access to all of their spells so long as they've prepared them. Whereas sorcerers and warlocks and bards, you guys only get a certain number of spells known. You're not going to have access to everything in the list. So I always keep that unchecked. This bottom option, however, I always check. It allows me to have access to view and apply every spell available from additional books outside of the player's handbook, as it has listed on here: Elemental Evil, Sword Coast, and Xanathars. So I'm going to go ahead and create that. Alright, now that I have that created, here's my spell book. Just click on it, and it'll show you all the spells you currently have. And you can throw this in for spell slots, so it can be a nice tracker for you as well. You can filter and arrange them by prepared ritual concentration. You can sort them by name and level, however you see fit. If you end up throwing in spells you didn't want to by accident, you can delete them by selecting Manage this spellbook. And once you manage this spell book, it allows you to edit any spells you happen to have in here by check marking them and then deleting them. Now then, you can rename it, and once you've selected any of the spells you didn't want, you simply click on this button right here, remove selected spell selected from the spell book. Blah. Um, Now then, let's go ahead and add some spells so that way we can get a full setup for it. Simply click on spells right here. And because I'm a bard, I'm going to go straight right here and click on bard. So that means that every spell down here is automatically going to get filtered out to show only bard spells. Now you can sort here by cantrip for level 0 spells all the way up to level 9 spells if you want. You can sort it by the school of magic, what kind of action or the time it takes to cast a spell, whether it's a ritual, concentration, or even the source book that it comes from. So I'm going to go ahead and start with cantrips because everybody loves cantrips, especially as a bard. Now, who doesn't love vicious mockery? And some prestidigitation. And finally mending. Alright, now once I have these three selected, or if you select however many you want, come over here and all the way to the top and it says add selected to active spellbook. Now, you know, since you have multiple spellbooks, you actually have to activate one in order to actually add spells to it. But we come back over here to manage spellbooks. Make sure my spellbook is active. Oh, it's not. I currently have my Dragonborn active because it says yes. So what I'll do is simply click activate. Now left is active. Any spell I select and hit the add button to will automatically go into left spellbook. So let's go back to the spells. Select Bard once it's done loading. And now every once in a while it'll do this weird thing too. If you already had a filter applied when you had left the page and you come back, it will lock the filter in, preventing you from grabbing at any other thing. So there's an easy way to fix that. Simply just hit reset your filters and you can go right back to it. But since it's got me locked in for level 0 spells, I'm already where I want to be right now. So then I select my 3 spells, add selected to active spellbook. Gives you a little nice notification telling you. So now I'm going to go ahead and take a look at those spells. Go back to my manage spellbook. Go to LEP. And here are my spells. Gives you full details and information and exactly how everything works. You can click on each spell to bring them up into their own separate window if you want to, so you can read all their details as well. But then say I don't want these spells anymore. Changing them out for new set cantrips. It brings it back up in the same list as you've seen it previously, and it gives you extra details too, which book it came from, and what page number you can find it on. Now I'm simply just going to select all, remove selected from spellbook. And they're all gone. I no longer have any spells available. And if you ever want to switch spells, just remember to head back into your manage spellbooks option here, and then hit activate on whichever spellbook you happen to be working on for that character. That way you're always remembering that you're putting all your spells into the right spellbook. It is a very nifty website that I use on the regular. Primarily I only ever use it for spells specifically, and it would appear that you can do auto filters by going to the classes and clicking on Bard. It'll give you some information about the Bard, and then provide you with some automatic spells that are adjusted only for the Bard directly. They're Bard exclusive as it is. Um, And this is just a quick preview of it. Otherwise, if you wanted to look at all of them, you simply see right here. For all Bard available spells, look here. Just click that, and it will show you a auto filter for Bard only spells, and it has everything. And once you're all said and done, simply log out and log back in whenever you have the opportunity to play again, or if you want to make any adjustments to your character and their spells later on. This can come in real handy if you don't utilize any other websites such as Roll20 or D&D Beyond, where the spells are already available to you, or if you don't pay for pay for the extra books for and extra content on those websites. This is a nice alternative, so that way you can have access to all of that and keep, even though it keeps it separate, but it's all available. Now, I hope this video was helpful to you all, and you have a great day, and may your die always roll 20s.